In this module, you will learn about force, what it is, and what happens when two forces act on a single object. Objects do not move when they are left alone. But when you apply force on them, they move. In other words, you need to interact with them to make them move. So, a force is the net result of an interaction between at least two objects. SI unit of force is Newton. In many situations, there is more than one force that acts on a body. In such cases, the total force applied on the body is called the resultant force. Let us see how the resultant force is obtained in different cases. Consider the game of tug-of-war where players of two teams exert force from opposite sides of the rope by pulling. If both the teams, say A and B, pull with an equal force, the rope will not move. Can you guess why? Because equal but opposite forces cancel out each other. So, the resultant force is 0. Suppose one more player is added to one of the teams. Let's say Team A. The extra pull exerted on the rope by the additional player will move the rope towards the direction of Team A. Why is this so? This is because the total force applied by Team A is greater than that applied by Team B. So, the resultant force acts towards Team A. Now what will happen if two more players are added to Team B? Each of the new players pulling the rope with the same force as the additional player from Team A. The extra pull exerted on the rope by the additional player will move the rope towards the direction of Team B. This is because now the total force applied by Team B is greater than that applied by Team A. So, the resultant force acts towards Team B. Thus, the resultant force acts in the direction of the greater force. Thus, we find that two or more forces acting in a straight line cancel out each other if they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. The resultant force in such a case is 0. Hence, there is no effect of motion of an object. Consider one more example. You may find it difficult to push a car forward. But if you and your friend push together, the car moves forward easily. This is because the two forces applied by you and your friend add up. Thus, for the forces acting in the same direction in the same line, resultant force is given as the sum of forces. This time, you push the car backward, but let your friend push it forward with a greater force. Now the car moves forward. Thus, if the two forces are in opposite directions, the resultant force is the difference between the two forces. In this module you have learnt, force is the result of an interaction between at least two objects. SI unit of force is Newton. In many situations, there is more than one force that acts on a body. In such cases, the total force applied on the body is called the resultant force. For the forces acting in the same direction in the same line, the resultant force is given as the sum of forces. For the forces acting in the opposite direction, the resultant force is given as